At 74 years old, and with over 40 years working in the field of senior mental health, I've witnessed thousands of heartbreaking stories. But there's one kind of pain that's especially difficult to heal: losing a life partner. The person is gone, but the emptiness they leave behind stays. And many people, not knowing how to go on, end up losing themselves in the years that follow. Today, I want to share with you 5 things you must firmly say no to after your spouse has passed away, if you want to live your later years with dignity, peace, and true joy. This is Talk with John channel. If this spoke to you, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll be here sharing more stories that matter. Point 1. Don't let yourself drown in grief for too long. Is there any loss deeper than saying goodbye to the person who's shared your bed, your meals, your silence, and your laughter for decades? I once met a woman named Miss Lee, 67 years old. She told me during a support group meeting, "The house feels too big." Not because it's spacious, but because there's no one sitting across from me at dinner anymore. And I understood her. When your partner passes away, it's not just a person you lose. It's a piece of your memory, your routine, your very self. Dinner feels emptier without the sound of clinking cutlery. The bed feels colder. Even silence starts to sting. But here's the truth. While grief is natural and necessary, letting it go on for too long can silently steal the life you still have left. According to the World Health Organization, up to 30% of older adults experience depression after the death of a loved one, and most of them go undiagnosed and untreated. There's no expiration date on pain, but life doesn't stop moving, and at some point you'll have to choose. Stay in the dark or step out of it, with tears in your eyes but your heart still beating. Miss Lee chose to move forward, not because she stopped hurting, but because she knew her late husband wouldn't want her to fall apart. She started her days by tending the small garden they used to care for together. And one day she told me, "I still think of him every day, but now I remember him with peace." You're allowed to hurt. You're allowed to feel lost. But don't let that pain steal your future. The days still waiting to be lived and the quiet joys still waiting to be found. To go on living doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to remember in a gentler way, one filled with gratitude, warmth, and love. 2. Don't depend entirely on your children to fill the void. I've met many people who, after losing their spouse, packed up and moved in with their children, thinking, "They're all I have left now." And I understand that. When the person closest to you is gone, your children naturally become the emotional anchor, the last sense of home you can hold on to. But here's something we rarely say out loud. Depending too much on your children, emotionally, physically, or financially, can unintentionally strain the relationship you value most. In today's world, younger generations live differently, in their pace, their values, and even how they raise their own kids. If we expect them to live as we once did, or assume they'll naturally step into our late partner's role, we set both sides up for silent tension. Let me share a story. Mrs. Howe, 65, moved in with her daughter and grandson after her husband passed away. In the beginning, things were fine. She helped with meals, chores, and childcare, and felt it was only fair. "I raised her when she was small," she told me. "Now it's her turn to take care of me." But over time, things shifted. Her daughter grew quieter. Her parenting advice was brushed off. Every conversation felt like walking on eggshells. And then one day she realized she was living in her daughter's house, but not in her own space. So she made a brave choice. She moved out. At first it was lonely, but slowly she rediscovered herself. She joined a calligraphy class, took morning walks, and found a book club she loved. She told me later, "Now that we're not living together, my daughter and I laugh like we used to. Our relationship feels lighter again." Closeness is beautiful, but overdependence can quietly erode the love you worked so hard to build. At this stage of life, you deserve space, not to isolate yourself, but to truly be yourself, independent, heard, respected. Because while your children are your family, you are the author of your own remaining years. And that story deserves to be written with dignity and peace. 3. Don't rush into a new relationship before your heart is ready. Loneliness has a strange way of knocking on your door, quietly but persistently. And after losing the one you've shared your life with, it's only human to long for warmth again. A voice, a presence, a hand to hold. But let me say this gently. Be careful not to confuse the need for comfort with readiness for companionship. Many studies, including those from the National Institute on Aging, have shown that remarriage in later life, while absolutely possible and meaningful, comes with unique emotional and practical challenges. Habits, routines, values. At our age, they're deeply rooted. Merging two lives isn't as simple as it once was. Mrs. Fong, 62, shared her story with me. She lost her husband to illness and felt hollow for months. Her son, worried, suggested she join a local activity group. She did, reluctantly, and that's where she met Mr. Liu. He was kind, attentive, and helped her through a sprained ankle. For the first time in a while, she felt seen. 2 months later, he proposed. Her son urged caution. Take your time, meet his family, get to know him better. But in that vulnerable space between grief and hope, she said yes. At first, everything seemed fine. Then came the cracks, arguments over chores, resentment when she wanted to travel with friends, and finally, the arrival of Mr. Liu's grandson, who she was expected to care for full-time. It felt like I was hired help, she told me, tears in her eyes. Eventually, she filed for divorce, quietly and with great sadness. Here's what she said that stayed with me. Being alone can feel empty, but being in the wrong relationship can make you feel invisible. Companionship is a beautiful thing, but only when it honors who you are and what you truly need. If you choose to love again, let it be from a place of strength, not survival. There's no shame in wanting someone by your side. Just make sure they walk with you, not over you. 4. Don't let go of your health just because you're old anyway. After losing a spouse, it's not just the heart that feels heavy. The body often follows. Appetite fades, sleep slips away, doctor appointments get delayed, medications get skipped. Somewhere deep down, many people quietly think, what's the point anymore? But here's the truth. I need you to remember, taking care of your health isn't just about staying alive. It's about honoring the life you still have left. Studies from the Mayo Clinic show that older adults experiencing grief are at a significantly higher risk of developing chronic health issues, including high blood pressure, weakened immune function, and even cognitive decline. And these risks increase when grief leads to neglect. I remember Clara, a gentle 71-year-old woman who came to me after suffering a mild stroke. She admitted she hadn't checked her blood pressure in over 2 years. After my husband died, she said, I just didn't care. Meals didn't taste like anything. Mornings felt pointless. It broke my heart, but it also reminded me of something powerful. When we stop caring for our bodies, we slowly stop caring for our future. And let me say this gently, your future still matters. Even simple habits can bring life back into your days. Drinking warm water in the morning, taking a 15-minute walk under the trees, preparing a meal you used to enjoy together, scheduling that checkup, not because you're sick, but because you deserve to feel well. You don't need to run marathons, but you do need to keep moving for your own jaw, for your dignity, and yes, maybe even for the memory of the one you loved. Because loving yourself enough to stay well is a quiet, beautiful way of saying, I'm still here and I'm still choosing to live. 5. Don't believe that loneliness is your destiny. There's a quiet kind of loneliness that settles in after your partner passes. Not the dramatic kind, but the kind that creeps into everyday moments. The silence in the kitchen, the second teacup that never gets used, the movie you don't bother watching anymore because no one's there to share it. And over time, many begin to think, maybe this is just how the rest of my life will be. Quiet, small, alone. But let me gently push back on that thought. Loneliness may visit, but it doesn't have to move in. The Journal of Aging and Health reports that older adults who regularly engage in social activities, even light ones like hobby groups or community meetups, experience a 40% reduction in depressive symptoms and significantly better long-term cognitive health. The trick isn't to fill your calendar. It's to find tiny pockets of connection that bring your spirit back to life. I remember Martin, 74, retired school teacher, widowed after 41 years of marriage. He told me, at first I thought I was done. What was the point of going out, talking to people, trying anything new? But one day he wandered into a community dance class just to see what it was about. He didn't even like dancing, but he kept going. He laughed, he made a friend. He told me, turns out it wasn't dancing I needed, it was company. You don't have to remarry, you don't have to reinvent your life, but you do have to let life back in. even if it starts with a cup of tea shared with someone new. You're not meant to disappear after love ends. You're meant to keep showing up with your stories, your wisdom, your gentle resilience. Because even in the quietest seasons of life, there are still moments of light waiting to find you. But first, you have to open the window. So if you're still listening, thank you. Thank you for holding space for your grief, but also for hope. Because the truth is, life after loss isn't about forgetting. It's about learning to carry the memory without letting it crush your present. If your spouse has gone ahead, their chapter in your life may have closed, but your story is still being written. Take care of yourself, speak kindly to your heart, and never forget, even now, even here, you are deeply worthy of love, peace, and joy. If you found it helpful, please like video and share it with someone you love. You might just help them enjoy a more fulfilling life too. Thank you for watching the Talk with John channel. I'm John. See you in the next episode.